Good morning, Erie. You are listening to What's the Why here on the Sonic Sunrise, where I interview distinguished faculty and staff and discover the why behind their work. This morning, I am joined by Dr. Sam Mason, who is the director of Project NePTWNE. Good morning, Dr. Mason.
Good morning. Just call me Sam.
Hi, Sam. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am the director of Project NePTWNE at Gannon University. I'm also getting over being sick, so I don't normally sound this froggy, but I sound worse than I actually am. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm originally from Texas, but don't hold that against me because I left. I've been living up in this region for 24 years and am in love with the Great Lakes and specifically Lake Erie and Erie, Pennsylvania.
Perfect. And then for those who may not exactly know what Project NePTWNE is, could you tell us a little bit about it and then the impact it is having on the Erie community?
Yeah, absolutely. So Project NePTWNE is a water quality and economic revitalization initiative of Gannon University. We are working to... Oh, goodness. I probably should have. So I think the biggest thing that's happening right now with regard to Project NePTWNE is that we're building the Center for Lake Erie Education and Research down at the Blasco Library. And the importance of this center is it gives us that waterfront location, but it also becomes an educational outreach tool for the community. So we can educate students, faculty, staff, K through Gray in the community about the importance of Lake Erie, environmental issues that are affecting the lake, and then also how we can go about kind of solving those issues.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to hearing more about Project NePTWNE this morning.
First, last, and always.
Sonic Sunrise.
It gets me up in the morning.
That's just it.
I love you guys in the morning.
On 90.5 WERG.
You are listening to What's the Why here on the Sonic Sunrise. I am joined by Dr. Sam Mason this morning, who is the director of Project NePTWNE. And last week, Gannon presented the awards for the Gannon's Got Glass contest. Dr. Mason, what was the idea behind this contest, and how does it relate to Project NePTWNE?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, the idea actually started from Project NePTWNE. Alan Swagonski, who used to run the Waldron Center, was in attendance at one of our public presentations this past summer about the Center for Lake Erie Education and Research, and learned about the community art wall that will be within the Science on a Sphere room. And he reached out and he said, you know, I used to run this event called Gannon's Got Glass. I ran it with Carolyn DePlacido. We came up with the idea together, and I was wondering if you wanted to reprise this event in her honor and her memory. And I thought it was a fantastic idea to get the faculty, staff, students, alumni involved in creating artwork that we would then display within the center when it opens. And Alan was so incredible. He donated all of the beach glass to the event. We gave out 200 bags of supplies. We got 57 registrants back, but they were all so incredible, and I'm really excited to this summer work on putting them into frames, so when the center opens next fall, we have our artwork, right? The artwork that was created by Gannon students, faculty, staff, and alumni on display, and as part of that event too, to connect with that, we're going to be having mosaics building in the laboratory when the center opens, so with one of our local artists. So
How fun. I saw some pictures of it on Gannon's social media, and all the award or the designs looked incredible, and so I'm looking forward to heading down to the center when it opens and seeing them all on display.
Yeah.
The best rock on the radio on 90.5 WERG.
You are listening to What's the Why here on the Sonic Sunrise. This morning I'm joined by Dr. Sam Mason, who is the director of Project NePTWNE. And in addition to the Gannon's Got Glass contest last week, there was the screening of Ripples of Plastic at the Warner Theater. This was a big event for Project NePTWNE as it featured a panel discussion and, of course, the documentary. Dr. Mason, can you tell us more about the event and the success behind it?
Absolutely. So, Chris Langer is a filmmaker out of Cleveland, Ohio. And during COVID, he was like, what am I doing with my life? He decided to make this document. He actually went and did a beach cleanup, and it made him much more aware about plastic in the Great Lakes. And he thought, well, what can I do to help with this problem? And given his talent in filmmaking, he decided that he would make a documentary completely on his own. He came out and interviewed me a few times. And it's really an incredible documentary, and it's the only documentary that's about plastic pollution in the Great Lakes, and it's specifically targeted on Lake Erie. So it's an incredible film. We timed it to coincide with World Water Day, which was this past Saturday, and that's the United Nations designation of a day that we focus on freshwater issues. So it connected well. We did the screening. We had 300 people in attendance, which is quite incredible. I always wanted to thank the generous support of Erie Insurance, which allowed us to have the event in the beautiful and historic Warner Theater, completely free and open to the public. And then, so we did that on Thursday, and then Friday morning we got people together, those who could join us, and we did a cleanup in East Erie and picked up, I'm not even sure how many pounds of trash yet. I don't think we've calculated those numbers, but picked up a lot of trash to really connect with the message behind the film. So it was really quite incredible. We are looking, hopefully, I know a lot of people have asked, well, if it was a one-night-only event, what if I want to watch this another time? So we're in conversations with Chris about maybe getting ongoing rights, and maybe we can kind of continually have screenings of the film within the Hurt Auditorium as we're opening the Center for Lake Erie Education and Research. I think that would be a really nice tie-in with the intent behind Project NePTWNE and its focus on plastic pollution, along with our role there in the library to help educate the community.
That was actually my next question, so that was perfect because I was unable to make it last Thursday, but I would really like to see the documentary, and I'm sure many other people would too. So I'll be on the lookout for that, I guess.
Leonard. What is it?
Sonic Sunrise
I made tea.
on 90.5 WERG.
I didn't make tea for you.
You are listening to What's the Why here on the Sonic Sunrise. It is now time for the question of the hour. Dr. Mason, can you please share with us the why behind the work you do here at Gannon and in the Erie community?
Absolutely. Ultimately, it comes down to one word: stewardship. I was 10 years old when I watched a TV show called Different Strokes, which maybe is so old that it's cool again. I don't know. You can find it on YouTube. And there was an episode in which Kimberly turned her hair green from washing it with acid rain. Back then, green hair was not cool. Now it is. But the point of that is that I was 10 years old watching this TV show and being like, oh my gosh, humans should not be having this kind of impact on the environment, that fish cannot survive in a lake. And trees can't live. Like, we should not be impacting the environment in such a way that we prevent other species from living. And so from that moment, just kind of innately, I just felt like, we've been given this incredible gift, this planet, and our intention, what we should be doing is being stewards of this space, and hopefully leaving it better than we found it. And that's ultimately my why, is that I'm trying to pass that stewardship on. I'm trying to be a good steward in my own life and also translate that information to the next generation and to our community, letting them understand the importance of our environment, our connection to it, and giving them the tools to make a better place.
Wonderful, and thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for joining me this morning, and thank you for all the work you are doing with Project NePTWNE and the Great Lakes. It has been a lot of fun talking to you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.